In the first step, let's create a folder for our app. Let's open with VS Code, and let's create a file called app.js. Then let's declare some variables for our Express app. We use the port 8080 as our default port. So let's listen to this port. And finally, let's send a message to our front end where we can say, "Hi." Here we go. Now let's open the terminal and then let's try running. So for that we need to run node app.js. Here we go, and it's working. Now that we have got our message, we will work on the front end. For that we use handlebars, Express handlebars. And it's very similar to HTML and also very straightforward. And don't forget to install Express handlebars by running npm install. Now let's create a folder called views, and inside this folder our home page. Now let's set just a simple header and let's test. So for that we need to render our home, and also we need to set our views folder as our static folder for the Express. Also we need to set the engine as .hbs. So now let's try running. Here we go, it works. Now let's set a form that will get our message to be sent in the Twilio. Now let's test, and here we go. Now let's just add some style just to make it user friendly. And don't forget to save your files. That's very important. Here we go, it works perfectly. Now let's go back to the app.js and let's start setting Twilio. And also, because it's coming from the front end, we need to parse the data to the backend. For that we will use body parser. So we need now to run npm install body parser and Twilio, and then let's start setting. By default, Twilio requires account SID and also auth token. It also requires a receiver number and a sender number. It's very important that you keep your data safe. So for that, we use .env. Now we'll store all our variables related to Twilio and also the numbers in our .env file. Don't forget, when uploading, to ignore this file. Now let's connect to Twilio. And the most important, to send a message, we need to set a post method, and it will be an asynchronous function. Now let's create a message, and for that we need to get three variables: to, from, and body. And the body will be our request from body, and then the message, and it will be exactly what we get in the form. Now I will be setting my variables in my .env file, so I won't show this in the video. Now let's run and test. And as you can see, it won't work. This is because I misplaced my number with Twilio number. Now I will correct that. And as you can see, I was pretty slow because I was tired. This shows the importance of caffeine in our blood, and also the importance of a good sleep. I didn't have both. Here we go. Now let's test the app again. And yes, it works. Now let's try another message. And here we go, it works. Now, this is the SMS messages in my phone. Thank you so much, and have a great one.